You can't, if it's not widened first, what's going to happen? We're talking about bottom line money. What about stoplights? How many years is it going to take to take care of this? Obviously, you're going to have one at Homer and Quincy. Probably going to have one at Quincy and Joplin. Going to have one down by the grade school. Getting ready to put one out on. It's getting a little expensive.
Who pays for all this, by the way?
You're looking at us.
When you maintain the street, who pays for it all?
You're looking at us.
The city or the college? I mean, I know we end up paying for it out of the taxes, period, no matter which way it goes. But in essence, who pays for it?
I couldn't tell you.
You're going to vote on it, you don't know.
We can answer.
We've got an answer.
But I don't know if it's time to answer questions.
Well, yeah,
yet.
you got a chance to talk back a little bit. I think we've got everybody pretty
We're
much.
starting to get repeats.
Yeah.
Everybody's had a chance.
We need some information.
We need
All
some
right.
information.
I'll address the question that was asked, just recently asked. The improvements on Joplin.
Name and address.
John Patterson, Vice President.
Say your name and where you're from.
John Patterson, Vice President, Administration Campus Life. The improvements on Joplin Street would be paid for by the university. That was the agreement that was made, and any additional expense for the plaza would also be paid by Pittsburg State University. So I understand, and it would be paid for out of parking revenues, which are not tax dollars. So just so that's clear.
You know,
The
in fairness here, do you folks, you guys have some comments on what you've heard tonight?
Howard Smith, live in Pittsburg and work at the university. A couple of things. I appreciate the comments and people's sincere desire to look at this issue. A couple of things though. With the traffic study of a couple of years ago, with the exception of the alleys of Mr. Burns, indicated that there would be minimal increase in traffic on Homer. There's been a lot of discussion.
Yeah, that's, come on, they were quiet. Let's direct the questions to the board.
The city's traffic study of 2005 indicates that. I'm just saying that's where that's at. Our core plan, Pitt State's plan, has been to go back to a pedestrian type campus. The core campus when Pitt State was built was around the oval. It was a pedestrian campus. It was a great concept. It was a historical concept. Now we're trying to remain competitive. And we're actually trying to put dollars into our infrastructure rather than, like many universities, putting those dollars into online courses and sending that to satellite campuses. We want to spend the money here because our livelihood depends on it, and what kind of funding we will get will depend on it as well if we don't keep our enrollment up. Those numbers go down, as some of you know, like in your business. If the number goes down, people think you're failing. If our numbers start going down at the university, we'll have a lot of people asking why. We're trying to remain competitive. We think a pedestrian campus, particularly with the residential student population we have right now, is still the way to go because they turn dollars over. They're spending dollars at convenience stores. They're helping pay for like the city projects that are going on through those tax dollars. Keeping those students in here is a piece of what we think our mission is. And we were trying very diligently to plan for the future. And we think looking for the future is important. Emergency vehicles would have access down each of the plazas, doesn't matter which one, and if they have to be changed out those plates, then we'll change them out. But the other piece of this is that if we wipe out too much parking, I don't know if you've ever been on campus, but without exception, whenever we have a forum, parking becomes an issue. Putting the pedestrian plaza right in front of the stadium takes out 6 spots. You go down either way on that, you take out more parking. I can assure you we would hear about that as well. Yeah, we are a big industry. I heard the comment that we are a large employer. We are. We wish we weren't the largest employer here, but we do feel a responsibility to remain viable too because of that. A lot of people depend on that. And our getting students here and our responding to community needs becomes important when we do that. So that's what we're trying to do.
Do you have something different to say? I mean, it's fine. You, sir? What's your name?
Spoke earlier, back again. Jeff Hoffman, and Howard remembers, and Dr. White remembers it, at the last meeting we had, we talked about the study of the streets, and I made the comment that on Homer and Quincy, those were on there for a day. You can't get a good survey on a day. At 9:15 in the morning, I called the city of Pittsburg and said, your counters are laying on the side of the road. I picked them up and put them back on. By the time I came back at 11:30 for lunch, they were on the side of the road again. So their survey on what the traffic value is not very good at all. I know that was on Homer and Quincy. Right. And classes were in session. It was a poor time of the year to do a survey. I think it's fair to do it again when classes are there and when they have heavy traffic on all the roads.
Somebody new. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Bill Lindsay, 2605 Knollview. I've had a lot of good from Pitt State also. But it looks like to me that safety is a concern for the little children and the big children. Maybe tunnels that were lit to take care of the situation at night, in the daytime. They could be air conditioned, they could be lit, and it would take care of the flow from east to west, and we wouldn't have the problem over on the other street with the elementary school maybe. Something to consider.
How about you, you're new guy. What's your name, sir?
Scott Henson. I live on South Locust. And at the meeting that several of us were at the Alumni Center a couple years ago, it was pointed out that in the master plan, they were going to put another one of these turnaround median things in front of the wee gym. And I don't see that on your plan now. And at least two other people have asked about it on closing Homer. Is that still in the master plan?
No.
Howard?
No.
Anybody else? Back there, sir. Heard from you.
Joe Porter, 306 East Hudson. I was a faculty member at PSU for 25 years, student. I have 2 degrees from there. I crossed Joplin Street a million times. During that time, I never felt my life was in danger other than by irate students.